Leave, cause I'm losing my mind, dealing with misunderstood. She been twisting my words, she been up to no good. And ruin my life, chasing misunderstood. Just for her to walk out, I've done all that I could. Fuck what you think. If she wanna go, I want you to know that you still a king. I know that it's low, so promise you won't go do anything. She pleaded to go, so now you're alone, but who could it be? Happy is you and it's me. Girl, tell me why? Do you always think when I'm saying my piece is a lie? When you are the one who be keeping your feelings inside. Girl, my self-awareness was shitty, but lately it's high. I'm never disguised. Now I'm losing my mind, dealing with misunderstood. She been twisting my words. She been up to no good, shawty. In my life, chasing misunderstood. Just for her to walk out, I've done all that I could. That's that piece, y'all.
Yo!
People be always saying, why you use so much auto-tune? Like, it's fun to use. Oh, there you go. Right on time. What's the deal? Hey, you can come in and you can come to the door. You feel me? You know? I like to show, that's why I like to sing acapella sometimes. People think I'm just auto-tune, but I just love the way auto-tune just brings everything together. It's called Misunderstood. It's not out. It's not out. I've been waiting. I've been preparing. I've been just, I just been working this song. I've been studying rollouts. I've been studying marketing. And it's a song before my engineer retired. He said, like, this is one of the ones, and be careful with it and make sure you do the right, don't waste it. So I'm taking my time with it. The goal is the winter time. If I don't figure out what to do by the winter time with it, I'll take longer with it. The goal is the winter time. We're going to get into, we're going to ask me a few questions, and these are going to be the same type of pack we do for the whole night. So real quick, so y'all know how the night's gonna go, we'll start with, we're gonna show you guys really quick how we're gonna interview our artists who are gonna perform. So another goal outside of just healing for myself, productive conversations, productive use of our time, inviting God into our life and other things that we do. Outside of that, a goal for this is for the artists who perform. Quick story, I'll tell y'all this quick story before we get into this next part. At an artist, before my engineer retired, I walked into a session and he was recording someone who, in my opinion, was objectively bad at making music. Like, it's objective. This isn't, it wasn't like, oh, I think he sucks or I don't like him personally. It was just like, oh, this is objectively bad. Like, it's not the best. And he went to the bathroom, and then, at this time, obviously, I'm dealing at the back half of my divorce, and my engineer starts telling me that this guy's going through divorce. He tells me the whole story. It was a 10-year marriage and all this. So with that context, when he came back and did his second song, I know without that context, that second song would have probably been bad too, but with that context, it made the song good. Like, me understanding where he came from, understanding why he made the song, me kind of getting a feel for what he's been through. The song he did after me getting that context was just way better, and I know it wouldn't have been that good. So not to say like everyone, like no one, I don't want to, the point isn't like, oh, we're going to turn bad out at the point, but the point is, I do know that the context matters, especially when you're making music that's vulnerable music. I feel like I know so many artists, myself, Kid included, Sean included, where we might go to a show and we got some sad shit on deck. We got something on deck that's gonna make people feel stuff. But then we read the room, it's like they gonna act like they don't feel it. They all are away from their emotions and they're not gonna feel it. So we're trying to put this together, or we're putting this together. We have put this together so that we can create a space for people who make vulnerable music about real stuff, music make you feel something, so they can have a space to market that music and get it heard. Because though, like, people look at like the biggest stars right now, like Taylor Swift, well, not she's the biggest star, but like some of the biggest stars, Taylor Swift, Adele, Drake, people who have done this where they talk about like music that is feeling something, the music about breakups or heartbreak or pain. I said breakups, but pain and struggle. They go big because everyone can relate. Like if you look at the biggest artists ever, like a lot of them make music that make you feel something. So that's the goal, man. I didn't want to ramble, but just to give you guys where it was created from the idea that people do buy. Well, okay, second part of it. When I was in psych 3 last year, I did not expect to make any friends. But I don't talk to anyone still, but just you bond really well over shared experiences, over trauma, over pain, over, failed love. Like people can relate to stories like that. So again, just a space for people to be able to connect in that way. So appreciate y'all for being here. Your friends, if y'all enjoy it, participate. If anything inclines you to participate, and we'll hand you a mic, and hope you guys enjoy the show. Put this back on us. Bam. Bam. And all right, where's yours?
Okay, Jace. I'm Brielle. Hi, everybody. Gosh, about me. Not much. I'm in college. I love the Lord. I chill, guys. I don't really have much to say. I'm sorry. And I close the podcast. Hope you guys learn more about me throughout the conversation, because I really don't know what else to say.
And if you would like to learn more about Brielle outside of here, we have the podcast. You can go watch and see her cut up on people. So that's that. But let me just frame this up nice and pretty so we cool. Okay. What you got for me?
I need you to in one word. If you can, in one word. Describe the emotion you created. You find the best way to describe the emotion you
Pain. All pain. Yeah, that's the best I can say. Pain.
Okay. And what message when you mistakes from that tonight? I mean, you were like in pain from it, but is that you want them to feel pain, or what is it that you want them to feel?
This is the specific part in that song where I'm actually talking to people who are listening, specifically guys listening to, where any guy knows when you go all in on a relationship, it doesn't work. Like I'm not gonna say it's different I can't speak from a woman's perspective, but like I feel like a guy putting too much into a woman ends up, your life is over when it ends. So it's like it was that part was like, hey, motivate thing. If she wants to go, I want you to know you're still a king. Cause that was like I was talking to myself too. I mean, I didn't feel like a king anymore. I didn't feel worthy anymore. So that part was like, guys, something didn't work out, and it was, sometimes, especially when it's your fault and you know it's your fault, it's even more, painful. So, if anything, keeping your head up, not. This one was also like the end of the chapter of me having, women or who I was with, or having people as idols. So like this song was about someone who was an idol. That's why the reason we went that way is because she was too high. Like she couldn't even reach where I was trying to. I had her too high, you feel me? So if anything, people to just keep their head up, not have idols, put God first, and things should go not as bad as that song was talking about.
So after you took her off that pedestal and like you reminded yourself that you're still worthy, you're still a king, how did that amplify your self-love journey?
That's a good question. Well, I'm still on it. I'm still trying to see. I'm still figuring it out. But I will say, I don't know, like just doing work. When I wake up, I worry about myself now. I used to wake up like, she good? Like, immediate emotionally monitoring the moment she wakes up. You good? You sleep good? Did I listen to your dream? You mad? Like, it was so deep. So just waking up every day and like, not myself first. I always hated that when people said, put yourself first. I don't know. Like, I usually put God first and the people around me, and then I'm taken care of. Like, that's usually works. So, but I've been, in this thing, I've been just trying to. I said I wasn't gonna do entrepreneurship. Last time I was in psych, they asked me what you're gonna do, and I said I'm going to find a job at McDonald's, get an apartment, or just live like my dad. My dad would just moving with girls, stay with them, get them pregnant. I'm like, I was gonna do that part, but moving with girls, get them pregnant, leave to the next one, just to keep pressing and repeat. And I felt myself becoming a bum. I'm like, this is hard. Like, this is tiring. Like, entrepreneurship sucks. Like, you get to the part that people brag about, but it sucks the whole time, especially when you're trying to involve love in that, have people depending on you when you haven't figured it out yet. So it was a lot, but I think how it's amplified it. I mean, I think I would say God, because that's why when you're trying to answer, you're not gonna find it. God is kind of like we get together, like hearing some stuff our pastor might say, getting my word a bit, seeing how fondly he thinks of me, and seeing how much love he has to give, and how he responds, how he what he did for the bad things we do, and all that. It puts stuff in perspective more. I separated myself, which is the no contact part. Like a lot of people miss the no contact part. And during that contact, you're going to reconcile if you guys are compatible. Like you guys aren't compatible. If you're gonna reconcile, if you stay with them, you'll to a point reconcile. It might not actually be fixed, but this is loaded. A lot of this stuff, that song is loaded. It was about a lot of stuff, but I'll say, God is what ultimately brought me like to a point where I'm like, okay, I can wake up and say I love myself. But it was something you said something too. It's like you're not your mistakes, or I don't know who it was, but like you're not your mistakes, and I feel like I've made so many mistakes in entrepreneurship. Like, dang, if I did this, I still have this. So forgiving myself, being gentle with myself, while also being a hard worker, which is a hard balance. So it's a lot. I still haven't figured it out. But God, I'll say, if you need to love yourself, if you want help with that, it's a God thing. It's not just it's not your own. But I say God, bro. Now I can't really take credit for it.
Well, thank you for answering that question about your sound misunderstood. It was,
Yeah, that was
it was really in depth. Like, I hope the crowd got some from it. Next
Yeah.
segment.
Next segment, you don't got no more. I want to.
I think did you guys,
Y'all get
audience, did you guys get,
I'll rock
do
it.
you have
That
any
was good.
questions? Did you understand?
I went over it. Okay. Well, let's open with kind of the format for how the show will go after we finish this discussion. But we did a poll. I'm gonna check it one more time. But last time I checked the poll, right here. Last time I checked the poll, it said you guys wanted to talk about
Love versus action.
love versus attachment. So I'm gonna make sure, because I'm gonna be fair. There was some other cool stuff on there. There was something else
You
on
don't want to
there.
talk about versus, you keep trying to check.
Because I honestly, bro, I was gonna be triggered, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, I want to talk about it. Okay, cool, let's talk about it. It's kind of to start, like, to set the stage so we just get a firm, like, difference. Real, I'll go after, I'll kind of give my synopsis of what attachment is, but can you, for the crowd, in little words as possible, explain what you feel love is? We can just identify the differences so we can jump into, the rest.
Well, you guys have probably heard this before, but this is literally my definition of love. Love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. The whole 1 Corinthians 13, that's what I think, that's what I know love is. It doesn't get easily irritated, which is something, like, love is, what should I say, love is, very disciplined, it's more action based, it's a verb. That's what I think love is, it's not really a feeling. Yeah.
I agree. Whenever somebody asks me the one word, I say sacrifice, because everything you mentioned, it takes some sacrifice to do in our flesh, to not get easily irritated. You actually have to not do it. Like, you actually have to make it a point to be like, okay, this is this person I'll spend my life with. They're experiencing some type of stress or something. Let me not add to. Like, it takes like a thought. Like, love is. I think in one word, I'll say sacrifice. But as far as the time goes, I'll end up getting your answer for this too. But I feel like you probably have a better one than me. I feel like when I look back, this year being in church more, just learning more, I feel like when I look back, most of the things I've had was just attachment, just me latching on to people, trying to find the love I couldn't get when I was younger. I feel like attachment, if I had the one word, it would be lust, because if you're attached to something, it's not really rooted in, to me it wouldn't be anything good as being attached to someone. Like, it's either you love someone or, you're around, I don't know, because it's like I'm a all or nothing person, so I either love you or it's like you're an acquaintance that I just like, type of thing. I love everyone, but as far as the connection goes, but attachment, I think is it's that, it's with me. So I said all the time I'm autistic, and things like this are different because connection is hard for people, and connection is hard when you have a brain like mine. So attachment, I feel like, is what most people do. And from my lens, most people are attached to people around them and actually haven't even gotten deep enough. I noticed that when I hang with people and they say something, that the other person should have known. It's like, oh wow, and it's like, y'all been for 30 years. So it's like, I feel like attachment is like lukewarm, like it's usually based on attraction, or it's based on this person having something that you can't make yourself. But I think attachment by itself is, like, to me, unhealthy, because it's a non-intentional feeling. It's just kind of like, I'm following this person around, whatever. But y'all don't see that I'm long-winded, and that's okay, because that's who I am. But I just like to not. I don't like being misunderstood. That was like that song. Like, I hate being misunderstood, so I like to over-explain to make sure. But attachment is staying around, I think, for the wrong reasons. I feel like. But what would you say attachment is?
I definitely I think attachment, I'm trying to find the word. It's like, what's the word? I don't know if I want to give an example. It's like, yeah, sometimes I be really blunt. I don't want to be blunt right now.
No, please.
Like an example is like, give an example. An example is like, so like in the past, I was in a relationship and I knew it should have ended, but I stayed in it. I was like, oh, but this person, like, they didn't really do anything. I just, like, it wasn't healthy or progressing. In my head, I was like, I can't really leave because it ain't wrong per se. I know what they're going through. I just feel like if I left, it would act with them. So I stayed attached because like I was gonna be attached. But it was like me staying was a it was too hurting. So I don't know what word I can use for that. I say staying for the wrong reasons. Like it wasn't a good enough reason to be in a relationship because I'm going through A, B, and C. So if I leave, it might affect them in a bad way. Because like I can't that can't be my responsibility. So I can't be attached to them because a decision they might make. Like, hope that makes sense.
It's triggering. It's very triggering. For sure. For sure. No, just to wrap that up, our goal is just to make sure conversation about this, to make sure we're all on the same page of what love or attachment is. Is there anyone who has a different, or did we say anything for one of those to where y'all no, that's not love or that's not attachment before we keep going? Y'all felt
Have a
that?
definition, like an explanation or a story.
We don't want to
people looking around.
Cause we don't want to say this is love and attachment. Y'all secretly oh no, it's not. So y'all just gonna ignore
it. If you have an
else.
opposing view, it's fine to say.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight unless it's really bad. Then sorry, no, but okay. If anytime during the show y'all feel like inclined to mention y'all view, go ahead. But we started that way because we do want to have a discussion here around love and attachment and I think we can give a really good example. I should start speaking of examples because they're a lot easier. Your example, for one, the reason it triggered me is because every relationship that you used to be in, obviously should have came to an end. It wasn't supposed to happen. That's why it's over. But almost every relationship I've been in, I've stayed way longer than I should. Whether it was I noticed that they weren't in it or I wasn't in it, and I still tried to, keep going. And I feel like the one big thing that I feel like we should discuss is how to know when it's good to stay, how to know when it's good to start, everything in between, because I see so many people in lukewarm relationships not getting everything that they need. And when I look at the cheating that I've seen, or just cheating that I've seen people that I can kind of love and respect, because I used to be like, oh, that's the worst thing you could ever do. Seeing people around me who have done that, I'm like, why? Because it wasn't sexual. And I feel like sexual cheating, obviously, that's you just letting lust take over. But the other emotional stuff, usually comes when you're in a relationship with someone who can't fulfill you and you're staying with them because you love them. You're hurting them because you love them. So it's like a big contradiction. So I feel like with that example comes a lot of discussion, comes a lot of, there's a lot of layers to it. Is there anyone who feels that they want to speak on love versus attachment, staying too long, anything like that? anyone's break. We got it. Okay. You get the mic set up. So sir, we're gonna need your hey! Dang, is that new?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I just have to make quick.
Okay. I'll give you the mic. I'm gonna start the camera in a second. Give it to me. I'm gonna put you on camera. Let me get some light.
Just, could we do a second for tickets? Disrupt the live.
What's your comment?
Oh, you're recording right now.
So,
Yeah, what you say?
I'm about to come around for tips, you guys. It was $10 entry, and then I give you guys a wristband.
Mine's the show. And then, so what was this? I do feel like receiving attention is part of the attachment part. Because if you're not receiving attention from somebody, then you're easily break off. So I feel like the attachment thing can make you stay longer. I mean, the attention thing can make you stay longer for sure.
Okay.
I like that.
Wait, give it back to me. Like, would you, like, give an example?
Well, from my own personal experiences, usually, I don't even want to cut people off because oh wait, I'm talking about something else right now. Okay, well, let me say two things then. Well, when I was just first in, the attention, yeah, example. If you're talking to a boy, if you're not receiving attention from this person, you're gonna go to the other person, and if you haven't received attention for them for so long, you gotta stop talking or whatever, you're gonna go back because you know that they're gonna give you the attention you want, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's like, attached.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, I noticed that like if I attach to people because I've known them for so long, so it's like I don't want to cut them off because like, we've been friends for so long, we've been, you know.
I see what you said. So, basically, like, even if it's toxic or like, it's been like a lot of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, too many bumps in the road with
Yeah.
y'all relationship because you've known them for so long, or because they give you attention. It's like I'm gonna stay attached to you instead of break off
Right.
from the toxicity.
The attention thing that doesn't go for me though.
Right, it's just something else. It's like for a
Someone
friend.
else.
That is something else.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Did you have something to say? He has something to say.
Okay, sir. What's your name, sir? Alright, bet. We zooming in. He said it's important.
This is very apparent, very obvious. I think everybody can right now, including people behind me. It's time to leave when you're thinking about ways to get out of it.
One more time.
That's serious.
One more time.
It's time to leave. Don't be unsure. It's time to leave when you're thinking of ways of how to get out of it. All right.
We can get some snaps back. I
You going home? You like? I just hope you don't even text me right now. I hope you don't even text me right now. You look when your phone go off, you like.
Damn. They take the smile away.
That's not the stuff they write about in fairy tales.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Everybody should agree.
So my follow-up is how to know, because this is a look inside my brain. So like how to know that you're done for a valid reason. If you're not
I'm right here with you because it's a distinction between my mom where everything bothers me, everything frustrates me. Taking that wipe the smile away from my face is not bad every single time.
right.
It's just about knowing your actual, I hate saying the word, but it's about knowing your boundaries.
Right.
Y'all arguing over certain topics and you find yourself crossing that threshold for this person and they need you at that threshold, they just pulling you further past it. That's when it's valid. It's everything isn't 50-50 or that's for certain, but it has to be a compromise. Compromises do exist. If they don't exist, that's not a relationship. You're obeying somebody. That's it.
You said if they not compromising, that's so.
Thank you.
I mean, hey, I appreciate
Oh,
that.
can you pass the mic back?
I don't think I could have came up with that myself, and I make you. We got extra?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yo. How does this work? Fucking this don't hurt.
You just talk.
Alright, so I wanna kind of piggyback to what he said. Alright. So, my question was, I was definitely gonna wait.
So you can take attach or applicate or
Alright, hold it down.
Hold it down.
We live.
Alright, so my question is, from based on what you just said, I'm gonna ask, do you believe that really love them? If you feel like you can get into a position where some feel like, whatever they say makes you feel like that makes you feel smaller, that makes you go away. Is that really what you think love is, or is that just the love of the thoughts of loving someone? Because when it comes to that, that's two different things. See, you thought you're that person, like they get to the point where it's not that, then it wasn't the real love that you had in your heart, it's the thought of it that you had for that person. Now I'm asking, do you agree with that, or is that, or do you see it differently?
I see it differently because per the extent of what you just described, I can't say obviously, but like, yeah, that's what's the thought of love. That's the thought of, I want this to work. I want to really say that I love this person until the wheels fell off and all the other nice stuff. But I do feel like, I had no friends. My friends like to smile off my face sometimes. But it's not nothing that lasts long, not nothing that's consistent enough where I'm looking like this more than I'm actually smiling and laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
With compromise, for it to be compromised means that you're not on the same page all the time. That's fine. But if it's every single time, if I'm thinking of ways to outdo our argument more than I am thinking of how to interact with you, then that's bad. That's the worst on earth. For real. Yeah. You can laugh.
No, I'm laughing from experience. Like,
I understand.
I said that, I asked that because the way things is, and I'm just gonna give a quick brief. My name, as everyone knows, EXO, and that stands for love. And if you put my name, it's a bullet of love. Love revolves around me, it revolves around my family. I have so many experiences with it. And I say, especially when you talk about attachments and everything, I say you cannot love without attachment. You can't love without that feeling of getting attached, because no matter how you see it, when you genuinely love someone, you're around them for a long period of time, and you're always around them, it's going to be what you're used to. Regardless of how the things that happen that are negative, that are painful, the attachment is still going to grow. And you're still going to be like having a want for that person, or like a need for it. And I would honestly believe you should never need anyone, but like at the end of the day, it is how it is, and it kind of goes with like things when it comes to like marriage and everything. Even when things get tough, like, and you're in a bad relationship, it all started off good, everything was great, and y'all got close, and things start getting bad. Sometimes get to a point where you don't know how to escape that attachment. And when speaking of it, you can always say, yeah, just leave that person, just get out of that. But like mentally, you are already trapped. And I don't mean trapped in like a bad way, but like mentally, once you like so around someone, you get so used to them, and you get so like, I'm sorry, because I'm trying not to let my own emotions get out of hand because it's personal. So it's like when you get so like within someone, and they get within you as well, that grasp is something that you can't just out of easily without there being the pain and the memories that you must hold on to. And that is the sad truth when it comes to love. You can't love without attachment. Because if you can love someone without being attached to them, I personally believe that it wasn't genuine love behind it. Because if I can say I love you and you are my everything and I want to give you my world, but I can go a week without saying a single word to you, how can that even prove to be true? So this is just my take on it.
Can I say something? I ain't gonna lie.
we got one more, like, before we move on, we get one more person.
Hey, what's your name? My name's Donnie. So I'm not gonna lie, what you just said and what you described, I can basically just give you based on like an explanation. I'm TT, so trust me, I ain't kissed some frogs before I met him. So basically, no, I'm just saying.
Oh, that's hard. That was hard.
I remember when I had a first love, in reality, that nigga was not my first love. He was an attachment. That's really what it was. And the thing is, what attachment is basically you are chasing something. You chasing something that you don't even have or that you are trying to find. What you're describing yearning. You are yearning. You yearn for romanticism. You yearn to feel. You yearn off of your emotions. That's what you like. That's what, not want to say like you as in specifically, but I'm just saying like, that's what you are talking about, which doesn't necessarily also equate to love either. That, and it doesn't even equate to attachment either, because you can still yearn and not also be attached. Detachment is also a great form of not only love, but self-love as well. Because if you are able to detach from a person as well, then whatever they do is not gonna hurt you. Because at that point, if they go out and cheat, oh well, they went out and cheat. You can't stop them from cheating. All you can do is say, I'm gonna beat your ass if you fuck this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then what? You beat his ass and he still fucked her, and she still gonna probably do it again. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You can keep doing all that, but at the same time, that's when detachment or knowing when to stop is basically knowing when to love yourself more. And so therefore, I would say attachment is literally the worst, or I would say irresponsible way of saying that you are in love with someone, or when somebody say, why are you so attached to this person? When you love somebody, you choose every day if you want to love them. You choose if you want to go through and want to stick through with this person. Why they say you have ups and downs. Cheating is not an up and down. It's not. But ups and downs means you are literally witnessing your partner going through these changes and also changing with them as well, and them also acknowledging that. And that way you both choose each other. That way you both choose to grow. And then, yeah, that's when abundance come in. That's when the whole, oh my God, I love him, I love him, I love him. And nobody can convince you or tell you what this person is, because you already know who that person is. They seen you through your ugly, your most gorgeous, your in between, and sometimes like literally the most broken part of you. And they had to help you get back together. But that's just my thing. That's how I am. That's just
Heat.
The opener had me off the Prince, the frog thing. That was hard.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah. So if you hear me say that in the song, I mean, I give you a credit.
My phone.
But no, it was hard. To rap, kind of like move on to this next thing to kind of rap what I kind of just heard, like, you know, to also validate and kind of speak to what XO said. I, as a person who has been always codependent, whether it's just always emotionally codependent on whoever I was with in the past, I understand that attachment and what you were meaning and how can it be without. So I think a better way to summarize it is attachment with the absence of love. That's the bad part. So I don't call attachment by itself bad. I think I did say that, but attachment with the absence of love, the absence of everything else that makes love, obviously that's bad. But even having it, I wouldn't say it's bad. But that detachment, that speaks again. I think that's honestly, if I had one word of how I was able to get out of where I was, it was detachment. I could never leave myself from that girl. It would always be, I'm done with her because she was done with me. She didn't want nothing to do with me. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out here, she don't want me, I'm done. But the moment she would say, oh, I like, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I realized I'm actually still stuck on her. So like, detachment it's hard. Like, I don't know, I couldn't tell somebody how to do it. Like, God was a big part of it, but yeah, detachment is definitely a big indicator that you were on at least the path to self-love. I can't say that I completely I'm all the way there, but I know I've started the journey and I've been able to just not care about what's going on that way, you know. And but once you start doing it like this, once you start seeing like, oh, I haven't thought about them in days, or dang, they post and stuff and I'm not, you're not making fake pages and stuff. Like, when you see that, you just completely you moving and you don't have to, what they do doesn't bother you. What people say said to you doesn't bother you. You in a good spot. But yeah.
And so you said the part where it's like, you said that you shouldn't what did you say? I'm sorry. You said that you shouldn't when they do something, like you have to live with the pain that they cause.
Oh, I'm saying you can't move forward without like, when it comes to like, even when you want to like detach or anything, like it's going to be hard to move forward without like forgetting the pain or the memories that came in the whole situation.
Yes, and did you say that you should carry? I don't want to misquote you.
I would definitely say that's something you shouldn't carry.
Shouldn't carry? Okay, I second that because it was like a time where, you know, I went through a heartbreak and a form of detaching. I was definitely detaching after trying to stay attached for the wrong reason. And I every day was like doing this, like it was like, you know, in your like you feel it in your stomach, like a heartbreak, like you don't want to eat, stuff like that. I was
Girl, I
feeling
thought I was
that.
dying.
Yeah, no, I feel like I couldn't breathe. Yeah, like I just felt it in my stomach day after day after day, and it got to a point where, you know, I would remember it, I would recall it even unintentionally. I didn't want to remember it, but it got to a point where, like, I just want to make it clear that you can forget. And when I say forget, it's like the negative emotions from that situation don't have to go forward with you. They don't have to be buried or, you know, they say time heals. I don't think time heals. I think time makes you forget, or, you know, other things happen that push those feelings to the side. But when you can actually forgive that person, it causes you to forget the heaviness and the weight of the pain that those memories brought. But I definitely do believe that you can forget in a sense once you forgive.
Yeah, and I think forgiveness is an important part of your whole journey. Appreciate y'all input, because I mean, you know, we were gonna kind of let y'all kind of pull us through this conversation, and I feel like, you know, with the whole theme of detachment and things like that, send it back to you, Bria. How would you, you know, if you wanna, you got a friend who, you know, they're trying to decipher if they need to detach, you know, they're trying to decipher, you know, they want advice with, you know, something similar to this, you know, how do you know when it's time to detach? Just like, if I first ask that, how do you know it's time to detach?
When it's when you sit there saying, this might, I don't know if it relates to anybody, but this is just something I've seen. When you sitting there like, I don't want to talk to this person, I don't want to do this, but then you keep responding to them. It's like, I don't want to deal with this person anymore, I don't want to deal with this, but you are constantly responding to them. So like basically, if you're physically and emotionally, no, not physically, if you're verbally and then emotionally expressing that you're with this person, like it drains you, it just drains you, that's when you should detach. Like you shouldn't, because I see when somebody's done with the person, but they're attached to them, but they're like mentally done with them, they start doing they act, what's the word?
Single.
They do get to acting pretty single, I'll say that.
No, not even that. Yeah, they act single. And then, so like say, okay, I ain't doing that. But they act single, and then I'm saying like, you know, they'll mess up their car or do something like that. Instead of, you know, carrying out those actions, those negative actions, just detach.
Oh,
Take a step back. That's what I was trying to say.
So the act, so it's like, 'cause you just said something like this, man, like taking out things that happen, taking things out on their own stuff instead of like ending a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
that's
think
what
it would behoove you more to just take yourself out of that situation, feeding more into it, and like you're adding more attachment to it because like they just like instead of taking the opportunity of hurting you to leave would be more advantageous or more beneficial for you instead of, you know, continuing to connect you guys' lives by burning all their shoes. 'Cause now
Oh,
they
you said mess up their car. No, I messed up my own car.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I thought you said that.
you know, 'cause then you're linking yourself to them more and more and more. Once you keep doing negative actions to get your, like now you're continuing the attachment because they're about to do something back to you, and then you have to argue, and then you're gonna get into that cycle. When you could just take a step, like eventually they're not gonna keep bothering you, like, you know, unless they just cuckoo for cocoa, like, you know, they're not gonna keep bothering you if you just take that step back and detach.
Yeah, and you spoke to that, how it's hard to leave. And like, they didn't do anything wrong, but like, you know, you don't want to give them a chance to. Once you start realizing, okay, you see it, if they can't hang, if you don't think they can make it, like mess up, orally or not, I think that's the hard part, you know, that attachment. But I appreciate y'all for this first segment. Y'all make some noise for yourselves, for y'all. Before we as we continue now, we want to actually get into our